inspection of the polyphenolics reveals magnificent hues of brick red, indicative of a mature Bordeaux.
It's a burgundy.
Of course we know what you're talking about. Welcome to Watch Mojo, and today we're counting down our picks for the top 10 things we pretend to understand, but don't.
You're gonna demo a 128 computer on a 512.
Nobody's gonna know.
And you think that's borderline unethical?
For this list, we're looking at things that are common in modern society that a lot of people act like they understand, but just don't get. For the record, we're not saying we understand any of them either. We just want to point out that it's better if we all stop pretending. Number 10, how cars work. So, you're taking your car in for repairs. We bet you're acting like you know what's wrong with it.
Why so heavy?
It's a V12 engine.
Whenever we learn terms like spark plug or catalytic converter, we're blaming those car parts for every problem that pops up.
The brake drums are shot and you need a new transmission.
Unfortunately for many people, car knowledge ends at gas equals go, brakes make slow. Sure, lots of people know how the internal combustion engine works, but just as many people don't. Not that they'll admit it.
Oh, right, because I'm Amish, so I wouldn't know anything about your 69 GTO Judge. 455 big block Ram Air? 411 Posi, something like that? Weird, that thing must have fallen straight from space. Well, good luck with your future ride, spaceman.
Gender assumptions and stereotyping may play into it a little, but if we're not expected to understand how a modem or cell phone works, why do we need to understand cars? Number 9, the stock market.
Sell.
That's it! That's yours over there!
Buy low, sell high is probably the extent of most people's stock market knowledge. And yet we keep pretending to know what a Dow or a NASDAQ is.
I went to the stock market today. I did a business.
Even if you do keep tabs on which is up or down at the moment, do we really understand why they're up or down? Or if it's a good thing that they are or aren't?
Holy.
Often, it's successful people that know about stocks or understand the market, so others become day trading posers to fit in. But then, every once in a while, the whole thing comes to a screeching halt, leaving you to wonder if anyone actually understands what it's all about.
The Time article said your Apple stock was worth $441 million. And I wanted to ask you how you felt about that.
Well, I feel like Apple stock has been dramatically undervalued. This would be a good time to get in.
Number 8, the definition of irony.
It's like rain.
You are not helping, Alanis. It's like literally no one knows what irony really is. Although, ironically, even though many people misuse literally, they actually do know what it means for the most part.
Thank you
For what?
for using irony correctly. Ever since an Alanis Morissette song, people use it when they actually mean coincidence. Drives me nuts.
Irony, meanwhile, is a label that people throw at any unlucky or odd situation or outcome.
I'm not sure that's technically irony.
What? This is like O. Henry and Alanis Morissette had a baby and named it this exact situation.
It doesn't help that there are multiple kinds of irony, including verbal, situational, and dramatic irony. A fact that leads to confusion whenever someone attempts to distinguish one type from another. How about we all agree that irony is an unfortunate coincidence or oddly appropriate instead? No? Well, isn't that ironic? Actually, no. No, it isn't. Number 7, debt.
I declare bankruptcy!
From credit cards to student loans to the national debt, it seems like everyone and their mothers owes money to somebody. By the time you're old enough to be in debt, you're old enough to understand debt.
I just wanted you to know that you can't just say the word bankruptcy and expect anything to happen.
I didn't say it, I declared it.
But clearly, if we understood debt, there wouldn't be so much of it, right? It's obvious that an alarming number of people have no idea what they're getting into when they charge the latest console but have no way to pay back the purchase. Bottom line, educate yourself about debt, because just one misstep, poor choice, or high interest rate could haunt you for decades to come.
How much money does Spain owe to Italy?
$41 billion, but where are they going to get it?
Correct. What does Italy owe to Spain?
$27 billion, but they haven't got it, they're broke.
Correct. How can they pay each other if neither of them has any money?
They're going to get a bailout, aren't they?
Correct. And where's the money coming from for the bailout?
That's what I'm asking you.
Correct.
Number 6, social media. Considering how widespread it is, there's still a surprisingly large number of people who don't really understand social media. like what it does or even how to use it.
I'm not talking about a dating site. I'm talking about taking the entire social experience of college and putting it online.
Of course, there are older generations for whom navigating to the right site is an accomplishment. But even if you're down to share, like, and subscribe, not every person uses every single social media site.
Hashtag homemade, hashtag oatmeal raisin, hashtag show me the cookie.
Sweet.
And since each site has its own customs, culture, and functions, you could be media savvy and still mess up.
Hashtag, is that 2 words?
No, it's not.
So better stick to the sites you do know and stop pretending you use Snapchat for anything other than the filters.
He tweeted it!
Number 5. Mortgages. While it's true that mortgages are a form of debt, they're a debt loaded with their own unique quirks and pitfalls. Mortgages are among the most misunderstood financial agreements, a fact that can lead to some poor decision-making. You know that economic recession that hit the United States and Europe in 2007-2008? It was caused by poor decisions related to subprime mortgages.
It's important to understand because it's what allowed a housing crisis to become a nationwide economic disaster.
We need to stop pretending we understand mortgages and start actually understanding them, particularly if we need one, because the people who do are in a position to take advantage of ignorance and profit handsomely at the expense of everyone else.
Tell me the difference between stupid and illegal and I'll have my wife's brother arrested.
Number 4. Bitcoin. If you're watching this video, you probably know that Bitcoin is a kind of virtual currency, as the name suggests. However, its name and apparent function are pretty much all you know. How applicable Bitcoin is to everyday life, its exchange rate with real currency, and whether it's worth looking into are all complete mysteries to many people.
Bitcoin is something very different. Bitcoin, and there's a whole bunch of cryptocurrencies that have been started every day. You have a new one.
Bitcoin was meant to be the next big thing, and for a limited few, that might be the case. But when it comes to what it does and how to get a hold of some, for most of us, that's a mystery that may never be cracked. Number 3. Modern art. Art is associated with sophistication and culture, so many feel the need to appear knowledgeable about it. But modern art can be so abstract that it's sometimes hard to decipher.
So I'm at this art museum with my cousin Ignacio, right? And there was this like abstract expressionism exhibit. But you know me, I'm more like a neo-cubist kind of guy, right? But there was this one Rothko that was sublime, bro. Oh my God.
Should we really feel dumb if we look at a Picasso and think, I could do that? It doesn't even look like anything.
Hey, Ham, look, I'm Picasso.
I don't get it.
You uncultured swine.
Remember, modern art is subjective. So no matter what you think, it's valid.
This coffee table isn't the ego. It represents our shattered sense of community in the face of capitalist-driven isolation.
If you want to learn more, take a class or go on a guided museum tour.
How did you know that, Terry?
I took some classes at RISD so I could make fun of these lame artsy douches in my neighborhood.
Otherwise, if you don't get art, don't sweat it. And if you think you do, it couldn't hurt to be more humble about it, just in case.
But yeah, Rachel made it. It's called Oppression. That's right, that one's Liberation. The oppression's in the bathroom.
Number 2, math. We're not saying people don't understand basic math. That'd be ridiculous. But it's a fact that as technology advances and calculators become more pervasive, most people let their arithmetic and more advanced math skills fall by the wayside.
You science.
Like, how many of you take out your iPhone to calculate a tip? Or actually need to write it down when you're figuring out how many pieces of pizza everyone's gonna get?
Okay, so 15% of my share is 690.
Like most areas of science, trigonometry, calculus, and even simple geometry are topics that some of us will pretend to grasp for fear of being seen as unintelligent. Before we unveil our number 1 pick, here are some honorable mentions.
Postmodern. Yeah, all right. Weird for the sake of weird.
Oh! Where I grew up, there was this station called K-Jazz 103. And people would just put on that station when they had a cocktail party.
Right.
And everyone would kind of just talk over it.
I know.
It was...
That's the... Okay.
Well, if you ask me, the bouquet is a little too robust for a Merlot. But then again, I'm partial to the softer California grape.
Not quite at the end yet. Almost there though. Just be sure to subscribe to our channel and ring the bell to be notified about our latest videos. Alright, back to business. Number 1, the opposite sex.
Chess, it has rules, pieces.
Rooks, knights, bishops. You know, they move in predictable patterns. Somebody wins, somebody loses. But women? They don't have no rules, man.
It all starts on the playground. Sure, now we know there's no such thing as cooties.
Be careful, all right? Ladies, cloud the mind.
Thanks, Goose.
You're welcome.
But men are still confused about why many women are always cold or have so many shoes, and women wonder why some men are scared of commitment or love strip clubs.
Garbage night? We left the toilet seat up. What? What is it, woman? What?
Heck, our desire to understand the opposite sex has gotten to the point where many popular magazines base their business models on giving dubious advice about what the opposite sex wants or needs.
What do you want?
It's not that simple.
What do you want? God damn it. What do you want?
But here's a tip. The men or women in your life will definitely give you some insight if you let them. So start a conversation. You'll be amazed how much you learn.
I never paid any attention to anything that's been happening.
I guess not. I think I must have misread all of those signals.
I guess you did.
Do you agree with our picks? Check out this other recent clip from WatchMojo. And be sure to subscribe and ring the bell to be notified about our latest videos.